In this lecture, I am going to explain the retrosynthetic analysis of the benzocaine. Now, what is benzocaine? Benzocaine is the local anesthetic. Now, I have already drawn the structure of benzocaine. That is your target molecule. Now, dear students, let us carry out the retrosynthetic analysis of the benzocaine. Now, we know that whenever there is a molecule for retrosynthesis, what we have to do first? First, observe the molecule. First, observe the molecule. Or I can say that the observations. Now, what are the observations? Observations are nothing but the find out how many functional groups are present in the molecule. Here I can see there is a presence of ester. There is a presence of amino group. And there is a presence of aromatic ring, which is a 6-membered. Alright. So this is a 6-membered aromatic ring which is present in the molecule. Now here the observation has been done. Let us now carry out the analysis. So retrosynthetic analysis, I am going to start over here for the benzocaine. Now please student, always remember that whenever you carry out the analysis of molecule, there are two parts. One part is the analysis and another part is the synthesis. Alright. So without synthesis, you cannot complete your reaction. Now let us start. This is a little bit complicated molecule, though it looks very simple. But there are two steps in the analysis. We'll see one by one. So I am drawing over here once again the structure of the molecule, and then we can carry out the retrosynthetic analysis. Alright. So here I am going to expand this molecule, ethyl group, because the disconnection I am applying, it will be helpful for us. Alright. Now here, as we know that if there is any heteromolecule, you can carry out the CX disconnection first. You can carry out CX disconnection. Now here your X will be oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. Now here you have a nitrogen, you have a oxygen. So which disconnection should be done first? Which disconnection should be done first? Now I can show you various centers where you can carry out the disconnection. Alright. So for that we need to label the various disconnections centers. So this is a first center where you can have first disconnection. This is another center. Alright. This one is the third center and this one is the fourth center. So once again I am going to explain. This is your first center. So first center, I label this as a first center. This is your second center. This is also your third center and this is your fourth center. So at the first center, which type of disconnection you can see? There is a CN disconnection. In the second, there will be a CC disconnection. In the third, there will be a CO disconnection, and in the fourth, there will be a again CO disconnection. Now as in the observation we can see that there is a ester, so it plays an important role in the molecule, because whenever there is a ester, what we have to remember that our synthons should be alcohols and the acids, or our synthons should be alcohols and acyl chlorides. All right. Now, with this observation, let us carry out the analysis, disconnection method. Now, apply these logics to first one. If I put a cut over here, what will be the synthon? As we know that nitrogen is more electronegative than the carbon. So the negative charge will be stayed at nitrogen and the positive charge will be at carbon atom. We know that the carbon atom in the ring, or the positive charge at the ring, will develop a very much unstable compound or very much unstable intermediate. So this disconnection should be discarded because it is developing unstable intermediate. All right. Now let us moving towards the second one. Now in the second one, are we getting the alcohols and acids over here? When we disconnect over here, we are getting the simple aniline and the what we can say, the ester. Another part is again as ester. So with the ester again we have to cut the molecule and we have to simplify the molecule in the second step. So again this connection, this disconnection will not work over here. So this disconnection also I am going to discard. Now let us focus on the third and the fourth disconnection. Now this is your third disconnection. So this is very interesting one. Now let us go with the third disconnection. What is this third disconnection? Third disconnection is CO. So I am cutting here a CO, and what are the synthons I am getting over here? So this is a very interesting one, and let us see how it works. So as we know that the carbon of carbonyl compound is always a deficient center. So here you will get a plus charge at the carbon, and here I can put a negative charge over here. Now these are the synthons, and what are the synthetic equivalents? The synthetic equivalents I can get over here. Now I can put Cl over here and the CH3 CH2 OH. So let us focus on our conditions, that the second condition is fulfilled over here. Alcohols and acid chlorides are formed. So my question is whether these synthons which are formed, they are good synthons or bad synthons, and the path is feasible or not. This third path 3 is feasible or not. The answer is path 3 is not feasible. Path 3 is not feasible or favorable. Why path 3 is not favorable or feasible? Because in the presence of amino group, you cannot add Cl over here. Understand? So, because of the chemoselectivity, the problem arises and you will get a different molecule. You cannot get a desired compound. Alright. So the acyl chloride in the presence of NH2 will not form, and here the path 3 is not going to favorable over here. It is not going to obtain over here. All right, we are not getting the favorable or the desirable products over here. Though we are getting the alcohols, but we cannot obtain acyl chlorides in the presence of NH2 because of the chemoselectivity. Now, the question of path 3 is also discarded. So, the last option is remained over here, that is a path 4. Now, let us see what are the synthons which are obtained over here. Now, let me draw these synthons. Here also I am going to disconnect a CO, that is this disconnection is operable over here. Now NH2 plus CH2 CH3, and what are the synthons? Synthons are, these are the synthons obtained, and what are the synthetic equivalents? The synthetic equivalents are nothing but this is a acid and this is alcohol. This is a alcohol. CH3, CH2 and OH. Now here the analysis part 1 is over. So analysis part part 1 is over. Now why there is a need to have second analysis? Because of the chemoselectivity, we need to remove this NH2. We need to remove the NH2. That's why we have to carry out, and we need some more simplified molecules also as a starting material. So the second part of the analysis has to be done, has to be carried out. Now this part is something very interesting, where here I am not going to put any disconnection. So disconnection will not going to in the very first lecture I have told you that the retrosynthetic analysis have two parts. The first part is a disconnection approach, and the second part will be your FGI, that is a functional group conversion. Functional group conversion. So you can you can select both the approaches for achieving the target molecule. All right, there is no restrictions as such. So we have to apply the FGI. So in the first approach we have used disconnection approach. In the second analysis we are going to use the FGI approach. Now here, what is the FGI? So here I am going to convert this NH2 into NO2, that is a nitro group. Now with the oxidation you can convert this molecule into a so this is your NO2. This is your NO2. Now here again I just wanted to convert this COOH into the some more simpler one. So again I would like to use FGI. You know that COOH, so which here again a basic chemistry is very much important over here. So after oxidation means in the backward direction when I oxidize CH3, it will be converted into COOH. All right. So this is the oxidation. This is the oxidation. So this oxidation of, now here a little bit a mistake I have done over here. This is nothing but the reduction, because in the backward direction when you reduce this NH2 you will get you will reduce this NO2, you will get NH2. All right, so the reduction I have to put over here, because this is a reverse direction we are considering. All right, now again I can put this connection over here, and here in the CN disconnection you can obtain the simpler molecule. You can obtain a simpler molecule where a simple CH3 and now we know that this is a aromatic ring. This is a aromatic ring and this is a electrophile. This is a electrophile. Now we know that the electrophilic aromatic electrophilic substitutions are the most favorable reactions of aromatic ring. So nitration of the aromatic ring or nitration of the benzene will always give you a nitro group. So when we go in the backward direction, you can see that, so this is a reverse arrow. All right, so when we put a cut over here, you will get a simple toluene and the nitro, that is, this is a nitronium ion. All right, so which reagents we have to use, that we can see in the synthesis part. So this is your starting material. You obtained a toluene over here. All right, now let me once again I have to explain this complete retrosynthesis. This retrosynthetic analysis, it has two parts. In the first part I have used the disconnection approach, where this last part I have cut and I have obtained the acid and the alcohol. So this is the acid I obtained over here and this is the alcohol as a synthetic equivalence. But here the story doesn't end, because the second part of the analysis is required. Why? Because this NH2 and this COOH, these are somehow the reaction doesn't go in the forward direction because of the various reasons that we'll explain in the later on. Because as we know that they are meta-directing, they are meta-directing effect, the orthopara-directing effect. So because of the various effects, the reaction doesn't go in the forward direction. So we need to change the functional groups. So here in the second part of the analysis, I have used the functional group conversion approach, and here I have converted NH2 group into the NO2 group. Now please consider that this is a reverse direction, so whatever is required from here to here, that should be put on the arrow. So I have reduced this NO2 group into the NH2 group, though it is the direction shows, but this direction means it is a reverse direction. So whatever we are performing from here to here. So here the reduction I have put over here. Again, the same concept I have used over here. So this is the functional group. COOH is converted into CH3. Now if I put a oxidation on this arrow, it means that the oxidation of CH3 group into COOH. So here the FGI is a very important concept over here. We are applied. We are going to apply in many cases. All right. Now here again I just wanted to simplify this molecule. So I have put cut over here. CN, the nitro group has been removed over here. So nitro group is as a nitronium ion, which is nothing but the electrophile, and this aromatic ring having the CH3, this is the electron donating group. So this is nothing but the toluene. So these are the starting material of the complete molecule. Now let us start the synthesis part of this molecule. Now let us verify whether our the retrosynthetic analysis is carried out in the right direction or not. So here the synthesis part should be there. Now as I told you that I have used this as a starting material. So in this case both are the starting material. And what are the sources of the starting material? So we can use toluene as it is, but for this reason we have to use the reagent which can create a nitronium ion that we can see over here. Now let us see the toluene first. So this is a toluene, and the first step is a nitration. Now here nitration is very important thing. It should be carried out in the 0 degrees Celsius. It creates a nitronium ion, and this is an electrophilic substitution reaction, and CH3 group attach over here. So this group will go to the para position. So orthopara directing effect CH3 has. So CH3 will direct this NO2 group at the para position. Alright, so NO2 is acquired at the para position over here. Now what is the ultimate goal is we have to again this part should be reduced and this part should be oxidized. Alright, so which has to be done first, the oxidation part or the reduction part? Alright, now let us see the oxidation part we just carried out over here. Now here I am using a KMNO4 and hexane. So this part can be reduced to, oxidized to COOH, and this will remain as it is. Now again the second, this part again has been remained. So what do you want over here? We want NH2. So this can be done in the palladium charcoal, or you can use a tin over here, or a zinc dust in HCl. You can reduce this molecule into NH2. Now para amino benzoic acid has been prepared over here. So one part is finished. Now what is remaining over here is the, so acid already there. So by using ethanol you can form an ester at this center, and so this is nothing but the benzocaine. That is a target material or target molecule. So dear students, let me explain once again the synthetic part. Here I have first I have taken the toluene. You might have done the nitration of the phenols and everything. You know that the nitration means the electrophilic substitution reaction. So here I have done the electrophilic substitution reaction. Then I preferred the oxidation of the molecule. So here the oxidation part has been carried out at the center. Then the reduction of NO2 takes place by using the reduction in palladium and the charcoal, or you can use zinc dust in HCl, or you can use SN, etc. Tin can be also used for the reduction of the NO2 into NH2. So here the major part of your synthesis is finished over here. That is the para-aminobenzoic acid. Now the only part is remaining, that is the esterification. So we know that for the esterification we have to use alcohols and the acids. So we are using here simple ethanol, and with the ethanol again by acid hydrolysis you can synthesize the or you can put a ester group over here. So this is your benzocaine and the target molecule. Now why there is a need to introduce the FGI? As I told you that when the disconnection approach doesn't work, in such cases we have to introduce the functional group interconversion. All right. So this is a very important example in which we have used both the approaches. The first approach is the disconnection and the second approach is the FGI, that is the functional group disconnection, functional group interconversion. So thank you students, thank you so much. In the next lecture we will see some more examples. Thank you.